Hey, we're back. Good to see everyone on the new channel. Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a fun night with Trish about an hour ago, and we have some more mushroom information. Sound like I'm a mushroom dealer, but we have some very interesting updates since yesterday. Oh, and people are wondering why the camera is not on. The camera broke, so I'm looking for a replacement, and when I have it, it'll be used. But right now it's not working. So yes, we'd be live today. It actually worked. Yesterday we tried to go live and it just didn't go live. I had to remake everything very quickly. But it's good to see everyone. I'm happy to see some people in the chat. Danny was here earlier. Laura's here. The other Laura's here. The two Lauras, but spelt differently. Laura says, "Hey Ping, how long before you can have memberships? I miss being green." It's going to be a while. I was looking at the internal thing yesterday. It's like 1,000 subscribers and like 4,000 watch hours. So unfortunately, many months away before we can do any type of, uh, you know, monetization or anything like that. It's going to be a while. That's why the link's at the top of the chat. It's the only place I can put it because we can't run the bot. We can't, have the little thing at the bottom of the chat to click on and do things like super chats. That's the only thing we can do is put the pinned message right now. But we'll get there. We'll get there, I promise. Hey, love is a four-letter word. Good to see you. Let me show you what's been going on. It has been really interesting. Very interesting. I can tell you that since yesterday, we did get confirmation on that dehydrator. They 100% did find one at the tip, at a like a landfill tip near her house, and they are currently forensic analyzing or whatever they call it. They're forensically investigating the dehydrator. But it seems a little suspicious, right? Like, why would you throw that away just after the lunch? It just seems a little off. I'm not suggesting that Erin Patterson has done anything wrong. I'm just reporting on the details that are out right now, and the way the media is covering it makes it sound really bad. They might say, "Oh, we're not suggesting any wrongdoing and this and that," but it sort of seems that way with their reporting. Now, I wanted to show this quickly. Let me redo that. Some people were asking about the family tree. So here you can see there's Erin. This is her former husband, and that's Simon. It's Simon's mom and dad who died. They are the ones who died, and it's Gail Patterson, his mom's sister. She is the other lady who died, and it's her husband who is currently in critical condition in hospital, awaiting a liver transplant. So if that makes the family tree a little easier for you to understand how this works, I think that shows it easier than I could explain it. Yeah, Laura Thomas, thank you. She says extra time in the replay crew. That would help a lot. I don't know how it works if it's on anyone's watch hours or we need 1,000 individual. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, so since last night, we've had a few interesting details come through. The first one being that that estranged or ex-husband, this fellow here, Simon, he was actually supposed to attend that meal. He was supposed to be there. And at the last minute, he pulled out of being there. So if he was there, he probably would have passed away too. And I just don't know. That just seems so bad. And I mean, this could be all a giant mistake. I have no idea, but there's a lot of people dead. There's a lot of questions to be answered. And I hope the police give them to us shortly. Now, the other thing they were talking about this morning was um, they were more talking about her. So this is I'm losing names now. This is Erin. Sorry, this is Erin. She's actually fled her property, where they interviewed her and showed that footage from yesterday. She's actually fled there. She's not there anymore. I don't know if it's just the intense media scrutiny, but she is not there. they have footage of her in a like it, taking suitcases and packing her car and leaving. So she is gone into hiding, or she's gone with relatives or friends to kind of hide out for a little bit. And I get it. I saw that the full video of the media surrounding her when her car got into the driveway. It's a scary situation for anyone. And I understand that. Imagine you rock up home, you're already been in this crazy situation, and then you have all these media reporters there just hammering you with questions. And I reckon they were a little bit abrasive too. I didn't quite appreciate all their line of questioning, but I get it. They got a job to do. They just, it's the way they do it. Um, so the other thing is apparently her ex-husband or estranged husband, whichever way you want to do it, apparently spent 21 days in intensive care after collapsing at home in May 2022 and had um, random gut illnesses. And he was in ICU for a long period of time where his family was actually called to say goodbye to him several times because of how sick he was. And it's very lucky that he made it through it. He's alive today. But it seems like something, either the most random occurrences are coming together in the family, and several people have died from gut and other issues, or this is some sort of pattern. It just doesn't look great. And the fact that if he's already quite weakened, even he probably still not the healthiest man today, even being a year away from being in ICU, it takes a toll on your body. If he had eaten those mushrooms, he may have been the first one to go. With him being in such, just being in ICU 1 year prior, he may have been, easily affected by it. And the details coming out are shocking. I think what needs to happen is I hope the police can wrap up their investigation, at least for the majority of it soon, and give some more public comment on, you know, whether this is something they need to be looking at charges over, or this is just some sort of random mistake where, she thought she was this new master chef of the community, and, decided to go foraging and make some sort of really, high class, delicious home cooked meal, and really screwed up and end up killing a bunch of her friends and family. Laura G says at least the kids are safe. Yes, they have been removed from her care for at least the time being. I don't know where they're at, and that information won't be public. Um, children's cases and things like that are heavily sealed over here. So they could be with dad, they could be with auntie, they could literally be in state care. Who knows? But as long as they're safe, it doesn't matter. So it says here homicide detectives searched the property on Saturday as part of their investigation, seizing a number of items, including a food dehydrator believed to have been used to prepare the mushrooms. A police source close to the investigation told The Age on Tuesday police were conducting forensic tests on the dehydrator, which was found at a nearby tip. Now, I don't know if you guys use that word in the US, but a tip is a dump. So we use the word tip, and you guys would probably use the word dump. Miss Patterson was apparently unharmed by the food, if she ate any at all. That's the thing that got me in this whole thing. All these details is that a chef who doesn't try her own food. I just don't get that. Why would you prepare something that you wouldn't eat yourself? I, you know, in our family we have quite a few people with eating, like they can't eat specific things, and we make concessions and change things, or make a separate version that doesn't have certain ingredients in it, yet we still try it and we still eat it. And if we were cooking that, then we would get sick too. And that's the detail that always got me, is that why is she not sick? And is it because she knew? Because she knew they were bad or dangerous? That's what I want to know. That's the detail I'm looking for. So apparently, when they confronted her yesterday, the stay-at-home mum provided few details, telling reporters to get off her property. Yeah, that was interesting. Someone in the comments yesterday said a lot of her statement that she gave to the reporters had a lot of me, I in it. Like the world was basically crumbling for her, not for the people that she killed or things like that. Danny Mitchell, do we know why the kids were removed? Yes, just for their own protection due to the events, is what the police have said. Love is a four-letter word. I'm not gonna say that because the women, they will come for me. I'm a guy. I can't say that. You might be able to say it, but I cannot. But she basically says a woman of her stature, probably isn't rummaging through the fields. But who knows? I suggest that it's a country area, a rural area, and things like mushroom foraging or outdoors events and things like that are probably second nature to a lot of people who live in the area and probably been doing it since they were kids. It's not like in the city where I live. No one out here is mushroom foraging because they're probably all poisonous around where we live. And, you know, but I suggest in the rural areas, maybe they do more of those types of activities. Laura G says, food dehydration can go wrong. I tried to make fruit leather. Oh yeah, I know fruit leather, and it molded. I didn't eat. Oh, okay. It didn't kill out all the moisture. Maybe something went wrong in the drying process. So I don't think so. The evidence that they're suggesting is it is symptoms that are the same as death cap poisoning symptoms, not of anything else. At least at this stage, they're saying that that's the theory they're working on right now. Miss Patterson also refused to answer what dish she served to her guests. Sorry, who, like an owl, who are believed to who ingested the poisonous mushrooms. Yeah, I just don't get that. And it says here a black dog rushed out of Miss Patterson's home as she opened the front door, infuriating her further. Why would you be mad at the dog? Um, she told reporters, "You don't have any permission to be on my private property or harass me. This kind of behavior will send someone off a bridge." And she was asked how she was going by a reporter, and she said, "I'm going shithouse. Thanks for asking. You guys aren't helping." Moments later, she was seen loading a suitcase into the boot of her red MG and leaving. Look, I get it. The media can be brutal. And I heard their line of questioning, and they were very abrasive, very direct, um, and almost, not accusations, but just very, very hard on her and very 60 minutes, very, very like in her face, and tell us what happened. Wow, why did they die? Did you do it? Did you make the food? What happened to the food? They were all over her. Oh, love is a four-letter word says she has thighs the size of Texas, so I can say it. Hey, I think we shouldn't speak about ourselves like that. We're all nice people, and doesn't matter what size we are or what shape we are. We are all fun people and smart people, so that's not the thing we should concentrate on. It should be the things we do to help others, or the creative things we do, that type of stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I was hoping you guys might have had more uh, opinions for me because I'm at a loss. I really not sure what the next step is. Is it charges? Is that what we're going to hear next? Some sort of. I was thinking yesterday, could they charge her for the deaths, even if it wasn't deliberate? Even if somehow it was a giant accident, could she be charged with killing them, even if she didn't know the mushrooms were poisonous? And that's what I was thinking about yesterday, whether they would lay charges. Because, I mean, it's still three people she's killed, and it's a fourth person who's going to have life changing surgery and be under recovery for at least a long time. So I wonder if they would. Wonder what kind of charges you could do with that. Man's attempted murder or some sort of manslaughter charge. I mean, people are killed at work, and they're accidents, and then people are charged with manslaughter. I would suggest that maybe if they can't prove it was deliberate, she might at least get that. Yeah, Laura Thomas says I would think at least manslaughter. We do have a law here about feeding food to people that is unsafe and has a you know has a chance to hurt or kill someone or make them sick. We do have laws around that, but I think they apply mostly to restaurants and takeaway stores and places you buy food. I don't think it applies to a home cook, but I wonder if they could apply some of those uh, legislation on her as well. I don't. Other than what we've been given, I think we really need another police press conference. I think, especially with these new details that have come out, with the ex-husband supposed to be there, her leaving the home, the dehydrator being an actual thing. Yesterday, it wasn't a thing. It was um, just the press kind of throwing it out there at a press conference about something they had heard. So now today it is confirmed. Just trying to see if we have anything else on a different sauce, because I have two sauces. One is barbecue and one is tomato. No, I mean newspapers, not that type of sauce. Let me just see. It seems like most of our media is running with the ex-husband being invited to the meal and then at the last minute. I actually wonder why he bailed. Did he think something was up? Did he not trust her? I want to know why he didn't attend. Did he have work or something? Maybe. I'm just checking this one. So apparently, a veteran crime writer, John Sylvester, who has authored a number of best-selling books on crime in Melbourne, said he found one key element of the tragedy slightly curious. He said, "We've got the dehydrator from the house that was apparently found in the tip. It's been reported the dehydrator was disposed of the day after the luncheon, which is slightly curious because people had just presented with gastro-like symptoms. I don't think anybody at this point would be calling it poisoning. People had got a bit crook. They'll have to be tested to see whether or not it was operational, had it been tampered with, was it replaced, or were there any remains within the dehydrator of death cap mushrooms. When asked how the dehydrator fits into the equation, or if it I don't know how to pronounce that, depoisonifies a death cap mushroom, Sylvester responded, nothing depoisonifies a death cap mushroom. Yeah, I can't. I was actually wondering that. If you dehydrated it, I know it can enhance the flavor, but can it make the poison more like active or stronger because you're drying it out? I wonder if that's a thing or not. I'm not sure about that. Because we use dehydrators in mushrooms to make the flavor more intense, like when you make a risotto or you rehydrate them with stock and it makes it a lot stronger. I wonder if that works, or is there just a certain amount of poison within a mushroom, whether it's dried or fresh, and it doesn't matter what you do to it, if you eat it, it's the same amount per, gram of mushroom. That's what I want to know. Danny Mitchell says, was it his parents who were killed? Yes, his parents. I can show you the map of the family tree again. Hold on. Let's just zoom out a little bit. There you go. Danny, you can see here. This is Erin, and that was her husband, Simon. They are now separated. It's Simon's parents, Don and Gail, are the ones who passed away. And then Gail's sister, Heather, passed away. And it's her husband, Ian, who's the one that's needing the liver transplant and is in critical condition. So it was a little different than I originally thought. I thought it was these two, And then these two were just friends of these two, but it's not. They're actually related through Gail. It's Gail's sister, Heather. So it's very sad. This family tree has wiped out at least two matriarchs of the family, unfortunately, of separate sides. But it's very, very sad because they had lived to quite a great age. If you can make it to this age that these two were, congrats to you. A lot of people die a lot younger from all sorts of things, and if you make it this far, then you are a legend. Like, you've done well. And let me just see what you guys are saying. Laura G says, I hope the bridge remark wasn't foreshadowing of her next action. I think some people should be keeping an eye on her and just making sure she's not going to do anything silly. If this is all an accident, then she will be under an immense amount of stress right now. And, even if it is an accident or it is murder, whatever one, it's still the same stress on her. And people should keep an eye out for her. Make sure she's all right. Don't let her drive around alone. Don't let her take walks alone. That type of thing. Let me see what you have to say. Danny says the lady in the US who sucked 20 people and killed one. I don't know what you mean, Danny. She sucked 20 people and killed one of a church potluck. Oh, she made 20 people sick at a church potluck and one died. Yeah, I remember reading about that a while ago that a lady, is that the one who made the thing out of the beans and then it poisoned people? Let me have a look. Have a look. Oh, this was the one that someone brought up yesterday, I think, that said they ended up getting botulism. Yeah, so it says here that one person has died and at least 20 others were sick with symptoms of foodborne botulism following a weekend church potluck in Ohio. Hospital officials said on Tuesday. The Fairfield Medical Center said in a statement that patients, five of whom were in critical condition, all attended a picnic at Cross Point Free Will Baptist Church in Lancaster on Sunday. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention had sent antitoxin to treat the sick. Wow, that's crazy. I wonder if many survived. It was a long time ago, 2015. It doesn't say any more had died since then, so it looks like at least one died and the rest may be recovered, but they would have lifelong illness from that for sure. Danny Mitchell, the kids did not eat any of the dinner as far as we know. So they were fine. But I wouldn't expect little kids to eat what the adults are eating. It's quite common in Australia that kids eat like a kids meal, something like, like chicken nuggets and fries or something like that, or pasta and sauce or something. How old is the man waiting for the liver transplant? That's a good question. Hold on, let me see if I can find out the age of Ian Wilkinson. I know we had them before. Hold on. Ian Wilkinson. Be nice if they just had the ages on here. Hold on. It is not giving me an age. Oh, the two sisters were aged 70 and 66. They died on Friday. Mr. Patterson was 70. He died on Saturday night. Mr. Wilkinson is 68. He's 68 years old. So he's not super old or anything, but he's having he's probably still at the age where something like this would be a hard illness to get through. I mean, for anyone, I guess. Death cap is one of the most poisonous mushrooms on earth. Laura G says, I hope they can find a liver for Ian. It isn't easy to match all the elements, and his condition makes it even more precarious. Yeah, it's going to be hard for him, and I hope they find something for him. Unfortunately, I hate to speak in this manner. We have a lot of car deaths in Australia, people crashing cars on the roads and things like that. You know, maybe he might find something that way, or they may even fly it in from another state if they can find something. So it will just be whether he can survive the period of time before he gets the transplant. I hope he does. I hope he survives, and he can tell his story. I guess it's not not fun. All my thoughts are with him. To be honest, that must be horrible right now. Let me check this other source of information. See if I was hoping for an update around 3 p.m. today, but we didn't get one. That's why I booked this for 3, because sometimes they do one around 3 o'clock, but I didn't see anything come up. Yeah, just the latest one saying that the husband pulled out of the event. Still saying that the daughter-in-law is of the couple is still a person of interest. I've not heard police use that for, you know, just willy-nilly and just saying that for no reason down here. They would have to have some sort of suspicion, other than she just cooked the meal, to be labeling her that. So I think they are concerned about her behavior. Yeah, so apparently a friend of Simon's told them that he was supposed to be there. I find that, man, that guy must be thanking his lucky stars right now. He must be like, I cannot wait to get away from that woman. I'm so happy I'm divorced. I'm not being mean. I'm just saying that's probably what's going through his head. He's probably like, wow, I made the right choice to get away from her. Because very easily could have been him. Very easily. And like I said, because he was sick last year, he may have succumbed to this a lot quicker and easily than a person who is of more fit health and hasn't had such problems with their stomach and other things. You know, he could have easily died. Terrible. What time is it? 27. We're almost done half an hour. I'll do a few more minutes. I'm trying to make these just short updates in the afternoon with information we get, you know, since yesterday's live stream. Eventually, we will do longer ones on this channel, but right now it's supposed to be just little updates because I still got work to do for Trish and things like that. Got to get that done, and I got a couple of big shows coming up this week. I think with Trish, we'll see. But at this point, you may see me at least one night later this week, and then on Sunday for at least a couple of shows. Danny Mitchell says, "I wonder what the conversation was." It was, yeah. I can't imagine what he's been saying, or he's probably in hiding himself. He's probably like, I don't want to go out there. I just want to hide. Oh, Laura G says, I'm pretty sure he's going to need a full cadaver liver, and they won't be able to do a partial. Yeah, I think I read that it will have to be a full donation. Danny Mitchell says, like, was she acting weird? I don't know. I don't think we've heard many people of friends of hers or anything come out and speak. It's a pretty tight knit community up there, and I wouldn't expect many people to come out and start gossiping. It's just sort of not the way they do things up there. But maybe if they got more solid information that she did it deliberately, then you might hear some things. But no one wants to be known as, the snitch up there, I guess. Just trying to have a look. So here it says, Sunday morning, we saw an ambulance pull up into the driveway and we didn't know what was happening. They'd been sort of very mobile people. They were always out doing their own lawns. They were very active. Don used to go for walks every morning. The neighbor who did not wish to be named described his neighbor as kind people who likely did maintain contact through their son's ex-wife even after the couple split. he was a pretty good sort of person who wouldn't hold grudges. I don't I don't know the reason they were there, but probably to see their grandkids. Yeah, that's probably a likely reason. They just wanted to see the little kids, which grandparents love their grandkids, so that makes sense why they would be at their estranged daughter-in-law's property. But I don't know. Until we get an answer about why she didn't consume any of the meal, a meal she gave to four other people, I'd be suspicious because I just don't understand how that works. Danny Mitchell, was there an occasion? No, I don't believe so. Not that I've heard. Just that it was, you know, a lunch with a few people that they knew. Like I said, I think it's just probably what the person in the media said. It's just to visit the grandkids and, get some time with the little ones, which makes sense. So it says here, after his illness, which is the estranged ex-husband, after his illness, there might have been a separation. We don't know why they split up. They were a very private family. Maybe he thought she had something to do with his illness. I know that's a stretch of speculation. Shouldn't do that. It's wrong. But it's an easy stone to jump to when you read something like that. Yeah, no, I can't see anything else. We'll wrap up for the night. I'll come back tomorrow afternoon if we get more. And yeah, maybe we'll get another police press conference before the end of the working week down here in Australia. It says here actually, after Miss Patterson had fled her home, refusing to reveal what she served her victims as their final fatal meal, she denied any wrongdoing. No charges are expected to be laid at this stage of the investigation. That doesn't mean anything. They could lay charges in a month. They also have the same disclaimer. Daily Mail does not suggest Miss Patterson was responsible for Simon's illness or the 3 deaths. Well, that's not true. She sort of is responsible for the 3 deaths because she made the meal. Even if it was inadvertent and it was an accident, she's still responsible because she's the one who made it. Even if there's no charges or, you know, criminality, she's still the one who made it. So she'll have to live with that for the rest of her life, I guess. And it's very, very sad. All right, I'm going to wrap up. I hope that was a good update for everyone. Yes, I hope Ian does get his liver soon and that he can return to full health. And that would be really good. That would be great news if we could hear that. I don't know how long it would take, maybe a couple of weeks, a week for him to get something, but I will be back. If we get more news, big news by tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow. And that's it. Thank you for continuing to visit the new channel. I hope I'll be able to buy a new camera soon and I'll be able to have the camera back on. The silly cats knocked it from the ledge it was on and smashed the lens on it. So it looks like a kaleidoscope when I turn it on now. So it doesn't really work anymore. Oh my God, having pets. Uh, yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow if we can get more information. Thanks for being here on this channel. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment, please, because we're trying to build this up. It's going to take a lot of work to get to that 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. It's going to take months and months and months, probably. So anything you can do to help is much appreciated. And I hope we get there because we'll be able to do longer live shows and do more fun things. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everyone.